This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Double check your subscription is still on, double check your notifications are still on, and double check that like button if you hit it to make sure it is working properly, because they are terrified of more people becoming aware of the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market. Listen, the reverse repo seems to be doing fine. Somehow, the reverse repo added another about $50 billion and is at $180 billion right now. And do I believe these numbers to be true? No, I do not. But I will say this. I have been investigating other sources that might be funding the reverse repo. I didn't get all the information yet, but I will be putting it together later on for you guys to give you guys a different theory as to why the reverse repo seems to be going back up. And it's not because the banks have more liquidity. It's not because the banks have more money. They're getting assistance from an outside force. Bottom line is this. No matter how much money is available in the reverse repo, the banks that are helping these naked shorters, naked short AMC, GME, MULN, NWBO, and Quant, these guys are in trouble, okay? They are in trouble. The banks are severely over-leveraged. Anybody who thinks that the banks are doing fine obviously has not been paying attention. Okay, the banks are losing money hand over fist in commercial loans, in auto loans, in personal loans, in credit cards. People are not paying, and the revenue that the banks thought they would be bringing in, they are not bringing in. And the thing is this, like I tell you guys all the time, and I'm not telling you to buy, hold, or sell any stock, but when the banks are having liquidity issues, when the bank have to close brick and mortar locations because they can't keep the lights on, do you think they have money to lend to naked shorters who are naked shorting stocks in the United States stock market? Of course they don't. Okay, of course they don't. And the naked shorters, they want us to believe they can do this forever, that they can naked short forever, but they can't. They can't naked short forever. Eventually, they're going to have to cover their short positions. Even though the SEC, the DOJ, FINRA, and DTCC helped them facilitate this fraud on the American people. I mean, that's just my opinion. But eventually, they will have to cover those short positions. And when it comes to AMC and GME, and this is just my opinion, people are not going to sell their shares at these ridiculously low prices. So the only way you might get out, you guys are going to have to let it run. You're going to have to let it run so people can see some type of profit, or they're not going to exit the play. I mean, that's really the bottom line. But the reverse repo, they're reporting $180 billion. I've realized that it's more than the banks that are funding the reverse repos, but that's for a separate video. But in my opinion, the bank's liquidity is running out. And if the bank's liquidity is running out, the liquidity for the naked shorters is running out also. And when it's all said and done, when there's no more money, there will be forced liquidations, and there will be forced to start covering their AMC, GME, NWO, MULN, Quant short positions. And then these bad actors are going to be running to bankruptcy court or running to Congress looking for a bailout. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that these bad actors are adding billions of dollars to reverse repo, giving themselves more liquidity to kick the can down the road even further? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.